Oh, how I love thee. Let me count the ways. Good afternoon. So this is the video we're going to have for the Massachusetts, or the Big Mamie BB-59. She has an interesting suite of weapons available to her. She's a Sodak class, South Dakota class battleship. Has the same exact secondaries that the Alabama has. However, her gun range of the secondaries is 11.3 with a full secondary build out. My captain has full secondary BFT, AFT, and manual fire control. Puts her secondaries at 11.3 kilometers with a reload of 3.4 seconds. Right, a couple other people have equated to basically having a Atlanta strapped to your side, which is basically what it is if you look at the reload in the gun range. It's phenomenal. Dispersion on these 6-inch guns is worse than the Alabamas, but I've found that I play this ship pushing in hard, get those secondaries in to the point where the dispersion just does nothing, or is not a thing. She'll do 27.5 knots in a straight line, which is actually not too bad for Tier 8 American battleship of this size. She's pretty skinny, as you can see, just like the Alabama. I like the Alabama as well, but I'll be telling you right now, and you'll see why in this battle, the Massachusetts is my new favorite Tier 8 premium battleship, to be honest with you. Full secondary build, you'll get her AA out to 6 kilometers. She has a pretty impressive AA suite, 55 guns. The Alabama actually has more AA than this does, but it appears that the DPS from these is actually higher, so that's nice. She has also 3,000 more hit points than the Alabama. I don't know if that makes up for the punishment that you can get in some battles getting in close, but you'll see this is offset by the fact that her cooldown for the repair party consumable is extremely fast, and you're going to see that in this battle. I think I end up using all of my repair parties before the battle is actually over. So we start out this battle. Dire Mouse and I, a clanmate here, we're gonna go this flank. We mentioned that at the beginning of the battle, and a couple people rogered up said they'd come with us. And I already told Dire I'm gonna be pretty aggressive over here, get my secondaries in there. I've got the Benson out ahead of me. I'm feeling pretty strong here, and we're gonna do what we're gonna do. So you'll see right away that the secondaries open up. I have manual fire control. The rate of fire on them is just phenomenal. And you see here I've got a York and a destroyer. I put secondaries on the Mahan, right? And there you go. Secondaries opening up. The secondary angles, fire angles on this ship are amazing. They'll fire all straight forward. Broadside, obviously, bring on more guns, and you have a little more play with the angles that your secondaries will fire at. But you already see I'm starting to peg that Mahan pretty good, chunking small bits of damage off of her. So I'm just pushing in here, and to be honest with you, without that Benson ahead of me, I probably would not have done this. The Benson is doing a few things for me. She is drawing fire, unfortunately, but also, and a great hit from the Colorado took out the Mahan. So she's drawing fire, but she's also giving me eyes for torpedoes, which I was a little bit worried about. There you go. She spots the Mahan torpedoes that came in. Got a nice citadel on that York. I put the secondaries on her as I bring my other guns around. And I already noticed this Bismarck's already turning and running, right? Not much threat off the starboard side here. It's just these two cruisers, really. That's it. So I get a little frustrated here because if you look at the mini-map, of course, here we are, a big old line of ships, and they're content sitting back here with me and the Benson up front. It's really frustrating. So I put the secondaries on the Pensacola, and I aim for the gap over here. And about this time, I realize our cap is in jeopardy. I'm looking at the meme map, and Dire Mouse and I are having a conversation about this on TeamSpeak. You obviously can't hear that, but I'm telling him I think we need to pull back or push hard, and that's when I say move up. I can't tank all of this, forever, because now I'm taking shots from the right. You'll start seeing shells fly in on that flank from everything over there. Little cinematic view here. real quick while I'm moving up on this Bismarck. And at this point, I throttle back. I throttle back full. Pensacola is about to die. I put the secondaries on the Bismarck. I'm looking at the right over here. I'm seeing stuff start to push in from the eastern flank. And this Alabama, I know they're turning north to come around this way. And I just didn't want to face off against all of that at the same time. So I throw it completely in reverse. A couple of the guys are asking me to back off, which I'm trying. Right, this ship isn't exactly stop on a dime. She has American engines actually, which she is pretty quick. But yeah, it's a battleship. So you see that cooldown. I hit that health boost to try to get some of my health back, get some shots off the Bismarck. So I tell everyone I'm gonna fall back and start pushing east because we need to, right? So that health boost is still working for me. At this point, the Bismarck's just about out of secondary range. And I'm starting to look over here at this Alabama coming in, making me a little nervous. So there you go, look at that. 35-second cooldown on the health boost on this ship. That is ridiculous. 35 seconds, if you think about it. If you let yourself burn down to a quarter health, you could literally... I want to say in under 2 minutes you'll have most of your health back if it's all fire damage. So that's phenomenal, right? Phenomenal. And for a tier 8 tank, if you build it out right, your captain skills, flags, and what have you, this ship has amazing amounts of survivability. So again, taking shots from the right over here, I just took a huge hit from the Alabama, dropped into my number 2 area right here, turret number 2 area. So he took about 10 grand off me. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm still fighting off that head cold. So now I'm looking to basically try to get our cap saved here. So I'm going to pull away, try to get behind this island so the Alabama and the Bismarck won't have shots on me. Hit that health boost again, right? I think the replay is bugged here because... Oh no, it's on cooldown right now. 38 seconds again. So I'm looking at the North Carolina down there. I'm like, okay, you're taking on the Massachusetts. Sure, the Massachusetts will die here pretty soon. I'm seeing all the stuff rolling into or toward our cap, and I'm just pulling away. Right now, I've got some good concealment going on. No, nothing seeing me. I see the Kutuzov over there, and I'm thinking, okay, so that's the perfect next target to go after, right? So I know I joked earlier about the Massachusetts having basically Atlantis strapped to her side. So just so you know, she has the 5-inch 38s that the Atlanta has. So 10 dual mounts, so it's 5 on each side, right? I want to say that the Atlanta has 7 on each side, I believe. I might be wrong on that number, but either way, it's the same exact guns. 11.3 kilometer range, 3.4 second reload, very, very quick guns, good high arcs, good firing arcs, and you'll see some awesome shots over hills at targets here coming up pretty shortly with my secondaries. That's another thing I love. So great citadel on that Kutuzov. So far here you see we're up to 107,000 damage, 65 secondary hits here. We've already had 4 fires from those secondaries. I haven't fired a lick of HE, right? It's all been secondaries that have been doing all the damage. And I'm just looking to try to get a citadel or 2 more on this Kutuzov, and I just could not get it, man. I don't know what it was. So Kutuzov went dark. So I think I switched the secondaries over to Colorado. We're going to push into our cap to try to stop everything that's going on here. Try to get some more shots off quickly as we can. You see me just that health boost, the repair party is just insane, right? I'm already back up to half health, and I just got a Confederate, which I have Halsey on, so you get some cool little fireworks there. So now my concern is this Colorado, both Colorados. You got one here and you got one over here. And I'm just looking back at the Alabama, kind of wondering how we're supposed to play this. So I see the Colorado over here, and I know there's a destroyer over here somewhere, so I'm kind of worried that the destroyer might be at a position where they can torp me. And I remember thinking, man, that North Carolina is pushing in pretty ballsy, and then right about that thought, of course, she died. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we need to turn focus to this Colorado. We need to take that ship out. And then that's when I see the Akatsuki. So I'm like, okay, come back over here. I took a shots at the Kutuzov with the aft turret, bring the guns around onto the Colorado. Citadel'd the Kutuzov again. Secondaries are on the Akatsuki. Primary guns on the Colorado. I'm turning away here because I'm figuring torps are going to be coming. Take out the Colorado. Again, secondaries on the destroyer. So at this point, I think I recognize that the Pensacola is keeping them lit, so I need to actually get my bow around and in on the target as quickly as possible. I'm about to fire my primary weapons at the destroyer. Try to take her out. I see her coming around, so I figure torps are going to be coming here shortly. Fire the main guns. She's dead. Swing the bow around. Put the secondaries on the Kutuzov. Now, coming up is what I wanted to show you guys, the secondary firing arcs. We're already up to 185,000 damage, by the way, with a close quarters expert, Confederate, and high caliber. 176 secondary hits. And we really haven't tanked a whole lot for a battleship, right? 1.8, it seems like a lot, but I average probably about 2 million in a lot of the high-tier battleships that I have, so we take a shot at the Alabama. Benson lands some torps in the Colorado back there. That Benson, by the way, did a bang-up job, man. He kept them busy over there. So now I'm thinking, okay, where is this Cleveland? Where is this Cleveland? I get a little bit angry at this Colorado, of course, because he has, most of his hit points. It's very frustrating when you've been getting chewed on by every freaking fast-firing flamethrower out in the battlefield, and you got another battleship back there that's most of health still left. So I'm thinking that the Cleveland is going out, so I swing wide a little bit, but then I see the Kutuzov. The Kutuzov's headed toward the Colorado, so I'm thinking, okay, well, let's try to go up and in and help. Kutuzov gets taken out by the Colorado. Good shot. So now we're going to push in. I'm trying to find out where that Cleveland's at, because surely the Cleveland can't still be right here, right? Surely the Cleveland has moved away to somewhere else. There's no way that he's parked still behind that island. I mean, come on. Nobody would actually do that. Why? How helpful is that to the team to sit parked behind one island the entire match, right? No way. There's no way. 12 grand almost off that Bismarck back there. And even a couple people saying, no, he's back there still. I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that Tier 8 cruiser is still parked there. He could easily chew all of the ships on our team up with HE. And sure enough, there he is, still behind that island. I'm like, okay. So I actually take out that Bismarck. Lucky shot over the island. Put secondaries on the Cleveland. And this is what I wanted you to see. So that Cleveland's behind the island, right? And we're still chucking secondary rounds at him. Pardon me. I see this little dip right here where I can fire my guns at the Alabama. And again, I have Halsey on, so expert marksman. Those turret rotations are fantastic with this captain. So I'm trying to get angle to pop at the Alabama. See, look how quickly those turrets are turning, man. That's one of the traits that I love about the John Doe ex Steve Seagal and Halsey captains, expert marksman on the American battleships is just phenomenal. The torpedo, or excuse me, torpedo, the turret rotation is so much better on these ships with those captains on board. Nice little cinematic shot at the Alabama. Took 10,000 off. That was a bow-on shot. That's one drawback the Alabama and the Massachusetts have. If you drop shells, so we're going to look at the Massachusetts right now. I'm actually going to pause the replay real quick. And if you look at the Massachusetts here, if you are a bow-on battleship to the Alabama or the Massachusetts and you drop shells right around here, so the forward end of the superstructure, back end of turret 2, you're going to deal some massive damage. Okay, that's where you want to try to drop your shells. I've actually citadeled Alabama's and Montana's, believe it or not, doing that. So now we're just trying to get, I'm trying to get up against the island here, try to spot the Cleveland. Excuse me. I put secondaries on the Alabama, and I think I asked the Benson at some point to shoot at the Alabama to try to draw some fire, because at this point the Alabama's gunning for me. He's not thinking about what's behind him, and I don't see that the Benson actually is engaging him with the guns here. So again, I'm sighting in, sighting out, sighting in, sighting out. The Cleveland's firing at me on the right. I'm trying to drop into the back end of turret 2 again. I switched to HE because the amount of health he's got left. I put secondaries actually on the Cleveland now. On the Cleveland instead of the Alabama. Because I'm like, I could burn this Alabama down easily. So I don't think about the fact that the Alabama is able to lob over the island here. This is where I actually screw up. And I almost screwed this match for us. I realized at just the right second that, oh crap, I need to move up because the Cleveland can actually hit me from behind that same island he's been sitting behind the whole match. So I push forward so that he is actually going to be shooting the island. Because if I go down, we'll actually lose this, the amount of points that the match is tied up right now. I'm like, come on, one more salvo. Drop it on the Alabama. I take him down to 1,400. Got him. Okay. So now I was debating whether to go right or left, and this causes me to actually run aground because I don't choose in time, basically. Because I know if I go around the island to the left here, he could AP me and kill me. The Colorado's got enough health. I'm thinking, yeah, we could do this. But I could also go around behind him, and then, of course, I'm not smart enough to realize I am pushing up too fast to try to get turned around. So I ended up becoming one with the island, of course. I'm like, oh crap, he's moving forward. So now I'm trying to back up, of course. So I'm thinking surely the Colorado's gonna, rip this Cleveland in half. Dire Mouse in the he's spectating. He's like, no, it looks like he's gonna try to ram that Cleveland. I was like, well, I mean, that'll win it for us if he rams them. And I suppose with the hit points left, that Cleveland wouldn't hurt him, really, He'd get some experience back. Then apparently he misses. So I'm like, all right, cool. So let's do this. And pop a salvo off. Kill number 7. Just a phenomenal outcome here. 248,000 damage dealt, 23,000 experience because of the Massachusetts event going on right now. 800,000 credits. We got a Confederate fireproof, close quarters expert, dreadnought Kraken, and high caliber. 224 secondary hits, giving us 13 fires and 7 kills. Just phenomenal outcome. Easily my best tier 8 battleship battle. 2800 almost base XP, almost double what the next person did. Again, I couldn't be more happy with the outcome of this fight. Just phenomenal. They dealt 112,000 damage actual to me almost through 30,000 fires, 223 hits, 2.2 million potential damage dealt to me throughout the fight here. Thought I was going to die multiple times. That heal really helped. Again, 700,000 credits after the bills and everything paid off. Again, this ship, just the heal, the secondaries, the primary armament even is just phenomenal. This ship is great. I highly recommend it. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. I could definitely use the more subscriptions and get the information out there. Y'all have a good night.